Howdy folks, here's my latest creation. I don't know what to call it. Maybe a miniature art studio, maybe a sketch box. But as I mentioned in a previous video, I do all my journaling and artwork on small sheets that are half of a US size sheet. So they're 8.5 by 5.5 inch size. So I made this whole thing kind of geared towards that size. I got the idea from a website, a company called bluestarcrafts.mx. They're out of Mexico. And they make these really exquisite boxes. Some are made out of stuff like walnut with real leather interiors and trim and all that. And they're quite expensive. There's also some Chinese knockoffs that they actually stole the same pictures, and on the reviews people say, hey, this isn't the same box, and don't order it, but I guess that's what you get from China. But anyways, it's not really the exact same copy of what they did. I made a lot of differences. There's opens forward, mine opens to the side. I have a handle. The inside's laid out different, but it's the same sort of flavor. And so you might want to check out their website if you want to order one from them, or just look for some ideas. So anyways, let's take a closer look and see what we have. Here's the box itself. I was actually going to build one, but I was going to have to buy a little bit of lumber. I was going to have to buy some of the hardware, like the latch and the hinges and the handle. And I actually found this on sale for $5.99, and I couldn't even get the hardware for that price. So I went ahead and bought the box and saved myself a lot of headache, and it was mostly the right size. It was a little bit thicker, so I cut it down about an inch or so. I didn't want something quite so large. And as you can see, there's some holes here that the handle was on this side. I moved the handle to the top. I also added a shoulder strap. I had these D-rings in my collection of stuff, and I used a couple screws and a strap to put those on. And the shoulder strap is actually from another bag that I got rid of at some point, and I saved the strap. And it actually clips on and off, so if you want to take the shoulder strap off, you can take that off, which is nice. I also have a clip here from a clipboard that I had, an old clipboard, and I drilled out the rivets, and I riveted it on the face of the box, so this is now a writing surface. And also, if it's windy out and the bottom of a paper might fly around, I put a band on here to hold the paper down if you need it. And this is actually from an inner tube from, I think, a lawn tractor, so it's just the right size and works fine. So I usually use it in the portrait mode when I'm writing. So I kept this side open because I'm right-handed, so I don't want anything in the way of writing. But when I paint or draw, it's usually in the landscape mode, which would be this way. And I actually have a support here, so you can open the lid and put up the support and have an angled surface there on which to draw or paint. And it's adjustable, so you can change the angle. So you can actually set this on a table if you're at maybe an outdoor restaurant, or if you're in a coffee shop, or if you're outside maybe on a bench, you can put it on your lap, or if you're sitting on the ground against a tree or something, you can set that on your lap too. And I'll go ahead and put a piece of paper on here so you can see the scale a little bit. This is the size that I work in, and so it fits that just fine. I've got a little holder for a brush or whatever you want. Let's take a look at the inside. On the inside of the lid, I actually have this board. It's kind of hard to see because I have so much stuff, but it was from an old kind of like a gift box sort of thing. It's really heavy cardboard, and it's removable, which is kind of nice. I actually put small magnets in the back. These are from some lantern, flashlight lantern sort of things that had these in there, and I scarfed them out there when the thing didn't work anymore. And put some little metal plates on there to stick, so you can actually just stick it right down there or pull it out. So if you want to actually kind of use the box, yet have access to, you know, if you're going to be using a lot of different pencils or whatnot, you have access to everything. As you can see, I actually have a 2-layer pencil holder, and I just made that. It actually has a plastic corrugated pencil kind of holder that I got from an old junky art set, and I saved it and actually cut 2 pieces out, one for the bottom, one for the top, and the pencils just slide in, and there's actually a little bit of foam underneath here, so there's a little bit of pressure, so it actually holds them in place. I also have a pen here. This is a waterproof pen if you want to do some line and wash drawing and painting. And this is actually a water brush. You fill this with water, and it supplies itself with water. If you want to do watercolor or use watercolor pencils, it's good to go. If I did anything differently with this part of the box, I might have made the pencil holder a little bit shorter and had more room for kind of pen sort of stuff, but I think that'll work out fine. Near the top here, I actually have a little viewfinder to help you compose different views that you might want to paint. Behind everything, this is actually kind of everything. Ruler, protractor. It's got some French curves, circle template, all sorts of stuff. So if I'm doing something that requires some pretty straight lines, which I'm not perfect at, or parallel lines, you can whip this out and use that. So I'll definitely use that for sure. Other than that, I have a elastic loop here, and at the moment I have a eraser in there. You can put anything you want. And also the magical Altoids tin. I painted the lid to make it look a little less Altoidy. But I just happen to have some clips, another pencil sharpener, some erasers, bands, stuff like that. But you can keep anything you want in there. It's not gonna fly around or anything. On the other side, I just happen to have a set of watercolors, a cheap set. But this is actually kind of large. They make some more compact sets, but you can keep any sort of medium in here that you want to work with. I mean, you can keep. I also have a set of watercolor pencils if you'd rather keep that, or pastels, or anything that you want. You have room to keep something different in here. Since I do have the watercolor, I have a kind of a towel for any spills, a bottle of water, a pencil sharpener, and actually a clipboard, an extra clipboard. I don't know if I really need that since there's a clipboard on the box. And last but not least, I made a little folder here. And once again, this is the size of paper that I use. I have it punched for my binders, and it's kind of nice because I can use different types of paper and still store them kind of chronologically or however I want to in the binder without having to have a special sketchbook with watercolor paper, a special sketchbook with drawing paper. But this is writing paper on this side. I have some drawing paper here and some watercolor towards the back, and it's good just to keep everything clean. I wanted to show you this also. It's a piece of thin plastic that I put over the top, and what it does is it protects the sheet if you have something out that you're working on, but you don't want to put it back in the box. It keeps keeps moisture off of it. It keeps it from getting wrinkled or smudged. It's actually a piece of plastic from a flexible cutting surface for the kitchen. And it also has another function too, is when you are writing, and it's nice and flexible. You put it underneath, and it actually is a better surface on which to draw or paint. You can really bear down, and you don't have to worry about any bumps in the wood or whatnot. And it also protects the top, not only from the pressure, but from the moisture from the paint if you are painting. So that's it. There's all sorts of things that you can do. I just kind of made this up for what I thought might work for what I wanted. But there's a ton of different options that you could probably come up with if you want to do this yourself. Well, thank you for watching the video, and happy drawing, sketching, and painting outdoors or wherever you want to go to you.